But what is the biggest kind of mistakes that you're seeing churches make as they think about hiring new staff?
Yeah, that's a great question, and you hit the big one. Is not calling us. I think one of the things that we've, as Todd and I kind of put our heads together to see, what is it that's the common theme in a long term healthy fit, right? It's five things, and none of these are rocket science. We're just not that smart, right? But it's theological alignment, it's the type of church culture somebody's come out of, it's personality fit, it's skill set, and then it's a general sense of chemistry, right? And that's the five things. What we see happen is, I think what's going on is churches forget the first three, and they focus on skills and ability, and they focus on chemistry. Okay, and that's not a bad thing, because we talk about character, competence, chemistry, all that kind of stuff as being the big three in hires. But what typically ends up happening is you got somebody who gets a resume in front of them, and they say, "Oh, I know that church. I listened to their pastor's podcast. He's one of those rats." And so then they kind of, they think, "Oh yeah, of course he can do the job. It's going to be great, right?" Then they start to interview him. They fall in love with him. They laugh at the guy's jokes. It reminds them of his nephew, something like that. And but in the back of their head, there's something that's saying, "Hey, wait a minute. You know what? I do know that pastor. I do know their podcast. Theologically, they're just a little bit off from where we are. Oh, it'll be fine. The Holy Spirit will work it out. We're all Christians here." And then somewhere around 18 months in, the theological divides really start to kind of come up as being, as being a bigger deal. And it's one of those deals, and you guys know this. We're really good in the church world at using the same words to mean totally different things, right? So spirit led. Everybody wants a spirit led, pastor. But that means one thing for John MacArthur and his friends, and something totally different for our Pentecostal friends, right? But we see that on a resume, and we just think it means what we want it to mean. And instead of digging deep and really kind of wrestling through some of that stuff, I think that's where some of this stuff goes sideways. I think that's why the average stay for somebody is about 3 years right now.